What's the current iron you're riding right now?
I have a Street Glide, I have a Heritage, and I have a Dyna.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good calls.
Yeah, that's right.
You gonna swing by any of the Harley Davidsons around here to check them out?
You know, it's funny because I was here yesterday and I rode out. Couple of us went to some bar club thing, and I went right by the Harley. Of course, it was closed because it was late, and I was like,
There's
I
one not
have
too
to
far.
swing by over there, yeah, and see what they got. Yeah.
It's a real nice big one over here. Get a lot of great stuff.
That's probably the one I saw.
Yeah, just right across like the other side of the freeway, pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty close. Yeah.
You don't want to stay out of there. You might get in
I know,
trouble,
it's
man.
true.
You might go home with a fourth bike.
Very cool. Very cool.
Mr. Pileggi, so
Pileggi.
on the X-Files, you alongside yourself, Gillian Anderson, and David Duchovny, you're the only three to appear on all the different incarnations. How was that returning to the show after
Like
all those
riding a
years?
bike. It was just, first scene was with David. We walked through the door into his old office, and he started throwing a tantrum, and I put him down, and that's the way it works. It felt right, it felt natural, and it was a lot of fun. And somebody came in after that first take, and they said Chris is just sitting out by the monitor smiling ear to ear. And I said, what? He goes, he said, that's it. That's it's still there. So it was still there with David and Gillian. And, I mean, they've got. I was at another venue recently, and somebody asked the question, what made the show work so well and so popular? They couldn't answer the question, because the answer is their ridiculous chemistry and the stories that Chris told. That's what made the show what it was. And they were both just so phenomenal, and working together, the two of them was nuts. So that's what it was.
And we had no idea, what was going to happen with it, because there were no stars in the film, and Morgan was in his 50s or around 50 at the time, so to have a movie star, a guy who in movie business is kind of like, oh, he plays the father now, but we knew it was kind of strong when we were shooting it, because it was each scene was so raw, each scene was so something that you could really relate to, and one of the great memories I have of that, among a few, but was when I threw the desk on him. That wasn't written, and the desk was really heavy, and John Avildsen said, what can we do to really put a punch on this scene? And I was like, well, why don't I just throw this desk at Morgan? And he was like, can you lift it? It was so big, we had to actually take out some of the drawers in the front, because we didn't want Morgan to get his crushed, his feet. And I told him, I said, I don't know, because the first time we did it was on camera. And I said, so please, Morgan, watch out, because I don't know how far it will go.
Yeah.
And they kind of wanted to play that first moment on camera, as opposed to having to rehearse to see what would happen. And I had so much adrenaline, because it was probably 88. I was out of college, maybe 3 years, so it was still kind of early for me. And it was really exciting, and I really had a great time shooting that scene. And I had grown up with Morgan on the electric company, so it was pretty cool for me. And it was we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun on that show.
Was that the?
No, he stepped back, because when that desk went up, it shocked everybody, and Morgan jumped back, and and so that first reaction is right there on film. So
that first what you did the first time, that's what made the cut for the film?
On the wide shot.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think we only did it maybe one time after that on the wide. But back then we were kind of shooting one camera at a time, as opposed to today. If I just did a Peter Berg film, and that guy shoots like 5-6 cameras at the same time, which just didn't happen back then.
Right.
Peter Berg.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds familiar.
Well, actually, I got a question for you, or was that just something that was just edited later?
Okay, let me try to. Does it look like I know what the hell I'm doing? Bro,
I believe it.
It was terrible. You know, they had a guy working with me just to see what my upper body would be like.
Right.
Because I don't know shit about music, man. And I was like, Kenny, with Babyface, wanted to really see if they could cheat and use me. And I was like, Kenny, don't do that to me, man. I cannot, you know, I can't do it. You know, it's simple to him because he's a genius at it. You know, it's like, come on in front of the camera and let's see what you can do. You know, and if you do it really well, then I'll try to do this piano thing. And it was, I was petrified. It was one of the scariest moments for me was trying to pretend like I could play. You know, like I can the guys that fake trumpet or any kind of brass instrument, that's amazing to me because there's no way I would ever be able to do that. There's no way I
Piano's
would.
probably the hardest too.
Yeah, as long as they're not showing you doing it at the same time, like they just showed my upper body, and I was just concerned about. Am I on the low keys or the high keys? So my body would sway in the right direction, you know. And they ended up getting a guy.
To actually do the finger
Yeah,
part.
to do the guy who was teaching me. They used his fingers because there's no way that I'm not that kind of
Obviously,
guy.
you sold it because he's asking the
I
question.
know, right? You got me going.
The editing sold it, yeah. They
now
edited
I
the hell out
gotta
of it.
rewatch it. Focus on your fingers and be all like, all right, let's see. Oh, that's what I missed.
No, not me.
Very cool. Well, one thing I also want to ask, I know both of you have done voice acting before. Of course, with the band. Is there a phrase, like with me, if I have to do an Irish accent, I have to say?
I haven't really done any other accents. It's just my voice.
It's your voice, right?
My voice for Gordon. It's just my voice. I think I did a video game called Dakon, or I can't remember what it's called, but I
Yeah.
did that kind of stuff. And so I didn't have to look for any kind of. But as far as doing accents, that's I've got a pretty good ear. I just recently did a play where I had to use an English accent, and they tried teaching us how to do it through these different methods, and I said, no, just let me do it, because that's going to screw me all up, man, if I try figuring out what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah. Me, I'm the same way. I'm not really good at. The only thing I can do is go a little deeper or take a little bass out. But I can't. I'm not good. I don't try English accents or Jamaican. Matter of fact, sometimes when people will offer me a job or ask if it's an accent, I said, listen, you don't want me fucking up your projects. Nah, I'm not gonna.
Wrong guy.
Yeah, I'm just not good at it. I don't have the ear, and so when it comes to voiceover stuff, I'll use my voice, and literally I'll put a little bit more bass on it, or be a little more gruff, more so the attitude than trying to put any kind of accent on it. And there are people that are phenomenal at that, and I think they should be hired as opposed to me.
I mean, I like doing like different character accents. I like doing that type of stuff. I just haven't had nobody's offered me that job yet. But it's just doing the voiceover stuff. Just as an act, it's different in that you're not looking at a person talking to them. You're looking at a mic.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you have the group of people in the room, and you can't play off of them, but they're usually standing in another. It's not as natural as it is. The unnaturalness of acting in front of a camera is.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Well, it does.
But you just as in normal acting in front of the camera, you just try to mentally visualize and put yourself into whatever the situation that this character is in to bring as much reality and make it as organic as you possibly can.
Very cool. Appreciate it. When
I played Skinner, everything was bad. Everything was you know, at the beginning of our careers, we were like thug
That's
number
right.
one, thug number two, or heavy number one, heavy number two. I just watched or saw something on an A-Team episode that I did, and I think the characters I think he actually had a name, Paul Winkle, but they referred to him as Bullet Head because my head was shaved then too. So, yeah, so it's fun to be able to go back and forth, and for me it was a treat to be able to go into playing Skinner as somebody who started out as possibly, you know, an enemy to Mulder and Scully, and then eventually became their champion. So it was nice to be able to make that transition. And then I wanted to go back and play bad guys again.
Yeah.
Like when I started doing Dallas, the first day on set, I walked up to Larry Hagman, and I had worked with him before in the original Dallas, and he, of course, was a long time ago, and he didn't remember me. But he said, "Are you playing?" And I told him, and he said, "Oh, that's a good character." And then he goes, "Playing bad guys is the best, isn't it?" And I said, "Yes, sir, it is."
It really is, I think, yeah. My favorite is always like, you know, what's coming up, you know, the next thing.
Okay.
Because you get to just work with new people. I mean, I'm sure we can't do a project where we haven't worked with somebody. But there will always be somebody that you haven't worked with, you know, and I like that. I like that a lot. For me, it's one of the great things about being in this business is that you go to different places, you know, you meet different people, you're playing different characters, and to think that, you know, 30 plus years, you're still doing it, you're still out there.
How lucky are we?
It's like
man?
amazing.
It's like,
I mean,
you know,
that's success right there. You know, the
crazy.
idea
Yeah.
that, you know, we haven't done anything else. You know, like I've never been a waiter or whatever other actors do that, you know, in between the downtime, and that's pretty fucking cool.
Very fortunate.
Yeah,
Very
and so it's always exciting what's coming up. You know, who you gonna be?
You're
who
right,
you
man.
gonna
Going to a
with,
set,
you know?
and I just worked with Lawrence Fishburne recently, and I was like, he walked in, he directed me, and I was like, oh my God, this is like, I mean, and he's like, to me, he's like one of the coolest cats
Oh, man, he's
alive.
cool, yeah. I've
Yeah,
done
I mean, he
two
just-
films with him.
Yeah, I mean, he just
Awesome.
epitomizes the word cool.
Yeah.
And
Great
so
guy.
it was such a treat.
Was that a film?
He
or-
didn't want us to talk about it, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
all I can say is,
Alright.
all I can say is that I worked with him. I think that may have been too much in
Great
itself,
guy,
but
yeah.
he is a wonderful person. But just, I mean, like Michael said, and that's one of the things that's cool about these things, is we get to, you know, I get to see him, and I get to see other people that I've worked with in the past. And I also get to fanboy. I get to meet, you know, guys that I've you know, actors that I've never met before, that I've always wanted to meet. So that's one of the real bonuses of
Yeah,
it.
it
So
really
you
is.
get to meet a lot of nice people, which are the fan.
Speaking of a fanboy,
You know, I
Sam
probably.
Shepard, I was like,
Yeah,
what?
no,
Shepard.
yeah. You
I
guys
was
are
just-
grandpa. The grandpa here.
Sam
Yeah.
Shepard. I don't know where I got
Slap
Shepard
some
from.
hair on my head.
Pulled that out from
Losing
somewhere.
about
I
80
have no
pounds.
idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I would love to go back and work with the guys, but I don't know. You know, that character's been killed so many times.
Everybody dies in Super.
But everybody
But they come back somehow.
Yeah, but it's, you know, that show was a show that because a lot of the crew was the crew that we used on the X-Files, so for me it was like working with family. And then working with Jared and Jensen and Misha, they're all just like some of the nicest people and most genuine people that I've ever had the opportunity of working with, other than Michael.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I saved myself. But yeah, it's you know, so I'd love to go back, but you know, to be decided.
Never gets hit. That's all I know. When we did we did the show. I played an illegal fight guy, and you know, we, like Spartacus, we had the X's on our. I think it was season 2, I think, and I remember when I got to set, the Clarence Gillier, I think his name was Clarence.
Yeah.
He when he met me and he goes, "Oh my God," and he said, "Wow, great, thank you for coming." He goes, "I can't believe you're doing this show," and I was like, this is his own show, and I was like, "No, I was a martial artist for a long time, and I loved it, and so I just thought that was so funny for a guy on the show to say to, you know, a guest star, but I just I don't know. I was supposed to actually fight Chuck at the end.
Yeah.
But then they they did some rewriting and blah blah blah, and I ended up fighting Clarence instead. But I know on that show Chuck never gets hit, so it was. I thought, oh, I'm just gonna get my ass whipped. I'm the champion of this illegal thing. I beat everybody else, and then I fight Chuck, and I won't be able to get one hit on him.
No.
I thought that was kind of funny, but they just said, fuck it, we're just gonna change it completely, and you're not even gonna fight him. So I don't know my favorite Chuck Norris joke. I have no idea. I love when Bruce Lee kicked his ass.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, I don't know. He was a nice guy though. I'm not.
Did you hear him say anything? Because I did an episode of Walker Texas Ranger too, and I got my ass kicked by him too.
Yeah.
I don't think I heard him say a word though. He was very shy. I think.
He said
very
just a
reserved.
couple of things. I think his brother did most of the
Norris or
Aaron.
Aaron, yeah.
He did most of it. But yeah, he wasn't a very talkative guy.
Yeah.
Not an unpleasant guy, just, not a, like, hey, how's it going,
Yeah.
Chuck?
Yeah.
Da, da, da.
Reserved.
Yeah, pretty reserved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked with Aaron on a show with had David Carradine and Scott Wilson. And years and years ago, and Aaron was one of the stunt guys on it. He did this stunt where this truck was coming at him, and he jumped. I swear to God, the truck was like this far away from him when he jumped, and I was like, he came. I said, dude, you just almost got crushed. And I said, that truck was like this close to you. And he goes, that's when it gets fun. You stunt guys, I swear to God.
Yeah, they're crazy. Well, on that show, I think I had like 4 fights, and we literally usually on a movie or something, you're rehearsing a big fight, you just rehearse like crazy, and then you go and you shoot it. On that show, you came in the morning, they choreographed the fight, you worked on it for an hour, and then you shot it.
Yeah.
And that was it. And it was like, I was like, oh damn, and I had to do that 4 or 5 times, and they just turn them out.
And
like
stuff
that.
can happen during those things. You can really get. I've been.
Oh, I got smashed.
Did you?
Yeah, this one I was fighting because I wasn't fighting stunt guys. I was fighting actual Jeet Kune Do masters and stuff like that. So this one, they're not used to missing on purpose.
Yeah.
And this one guy came up with a knee, and instead of going by me, he literally clocked me right in the eye with the knee, and I go back, but I didn't go down, and we finished the fight because
You don't stop.
No, you don't stop. If you stop, you fuck it all up. So we finished the fight, and since we shoot out of sequence, my eye was closed for the next 2 days, and they didn't even have inswell or anything on the set, which I found crazy.
Yeah.
And so if you watch the show, sometimes my eyes closed, sometimes it isn't, sometimes I'm totally out of sequence, and it's just, they were like, that's how it is, here we go, let's keep going, yeah, so it was,
I had a guy, I did a fight in this movie one time, this guy actually hit me, and then he goes, it was 3 o'clock high, Richard Tyson, he hit me like right between the eyes, and then he stopped, and Richard's he's a pretty tough dude, and he hits me, and he stops, he goes, oh my God, I hit him, and I was like, dude, why are you stopping? You just ruined the shot. You don't stop, you keep going. I said, you didn't knock me out, I'm still standing, so just keep going. And it's like,
yeah, especially if you hit me, keep going. 'Cause
Exactly.
now I got to do it again.
exactly, and it
Yeah.
probably looked really great. It probably looked great.
Absolutely.
And they're probably going to use that, and
Yeah,
it did.
right. I can't afford to do theater. Sometimes they come and they ask me, and but every once in a blue moon, like every 4 years, I'll do something if they're talking about a month, but that's unusual. They're looking for 4, 5, 6 months, and I just can't do that. Yeah. So.
Do you miss the stage?
I do from time to time when I go back, if I do a reading or a special thing where you rehearse for a couple of days and then you put it on. I do kind of miss it. Yeah, it is the thing that I fell in love with. That why I started acting, and
It is acting.
Yeah, it is acting, and it's what my training was, You know, for 4 years, just straight plays. You know, Sam Shepard, you know, all that stuff that Shakespeare, Ibsen, Chekhov, Gorky, you know. But you know, it was like another lifetime. That was 35 years ago, you know. So yeah, I don't mind.
Like I said, I just did that play that was, I've been on stage in 25 years.
Yeah.
It was the first time, it felt like the first time that I had acted in 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it is totally
Something very
different.
raw.
It's so different. It's really
Yeah.
different.
I don't even know if my voice could. It's so funny because I haven't had to do it for so long. I remember doing plays where you have scenes where you're totally exasperated, or you're yelling and you're in a fit. You know, if I try to do that today without really spending time on the floor, working my diaphragm and stuff like that, I have a fear that I could, not handle it.
Well, everything, almost everything is mic'd now, which is great. But
yeah.
you still have to. I mean, I found I was in a 700 seat house, and we still had, even being mic'd, you still have to project, because
Right.
they can't crank the sound up so much that it starts echoing, and it has to still sound natural. But so you still have to project, but not as much as we used to have.
Right.
You know, it's like it used to feel like we were having to scream, and then that becomes really unnatural.
Yeah.
All right, we can do one more question.
I'm too old now, so
I don't know about that.
you know.
No, you can do it.
Yeah, just get the suit. Just get the full out suit and start dominating. Or just go President Luther.
You can see that? You can see that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to talk about this, but I'm waiting for something right now, so I won't talk about it.
That's
Kiss of death.
Kiss of death.
But I don't know. Yeah, you feel. Sometimes I think, yeah, man, you go, yeah, fuck, I'm too old to do certain things now, and you're like, damn, what did the time
Why
go?
didn't they ask me
Yeah,
back then
exactly.
when I was-
You know. But it's so funny because I just watched Batman versus Superman, but the extended version.
Right.
Because I saw the original in not the studio
The
cut in
theatrical
the theater.
release, yeah.
But I saw the extended version, and I was like, wow, it's much better. Although, because I like the story stuff. I like Man of Steel. I love the story stuff, and then when it gets into the fighting and the CGI stuff, that's when it kind of falls apart for me. But I really like the superhero movies that they're doing now. And I would love to, like when they're doing Black Panther, and I was like, wow, is there something I could do in there? But I'm like, oh, I might have to do an accent, and that would be completely out. There's no way. You don't want me trying to do some. So yeah, I think the superhero thing
May have passed us
just
by.
passed us by a little bit.
And physically, it's like a lot of the stuff that they have to physically do. This body doesn't do that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, and it doesn't do it anymore because I used to do it when I was younger, and I was like, oh, I can do that.
Well, right.
I can do
you're
that
very
stuff.
active. I
Well,
mean,
now
as
my
far
body's
as,
just like
roles.
racked with arthritis. And
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
I was
Yep.
so,
That's true.
stupid. And that's one thing I try to impart on young actors. It's like, no, man, let the stunt guys do it because you're going to pay for it.
Yeah. And take care
Later
of your
on,
body,
you
man.
take care, you're never,
All right, well, thank you all for coming.
It was good talking to you all.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Yeah,
Thank you so
thanks.
much.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you at the
Take
show.
care. Okay.